Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
My name is Mike Frerichs. I'm the Illinois State Treasurer. It is a pleasure to be here with you all today. I want to thank Byron for putting this together. I want to thank you for the work you do supporting Southern Illinois today and for the future. It's a pleasure to be here today with such dignitaries as the mayor. I have to tell you, you have great taste and staff. Those of you who don't know, the mayor hired someone who used to work for me. I respect that choice. I want to thank Representative Windhorst for being here today and for working with my staff. We have a lot of programs that will benefit Southern Illinois, but I can't be down here all the time. It's nice to have partners that we can work with. And I also look out, I didn't get a chance to see her earlier. Is Sheila still around? She left. A good friend of mine, Sheila Simon, it was good to see her. I'm sad I didn't get a chance to talk to her tonight. I was told to give this in sort of a TED Talk style. And it's my understanding that in TED Talks you don't take questions and answers afterwards. So I'll get some of the questions out of the way to begin with. The answer to your first question is 6'8". Some of you wanted to ask that, didn't you? You're wondering. I know I've been asked it before, and people wonder, do you ever get tired of being asked that question? I tell people, I lived in Taiwan for 2 years. Oh. And if you think I am tall in this country, you should see me there. Chinese people were so nice to me, they gave me free Chinese lessons every day. They taught me such phrases as "你很高,你是巨人,你打篮球吗?" which mean you are very tall, you are a giant. Do you play basketball? Now the question I get asked the most really is not how tall you are, but they ask, what do you do when they find out I'm the state treasurer? Well, I'm the chief investment officer for the state of Illinois. I'm in charge of investing the state's money. To which they say, yeah, I know that, but you work for a state that has no money. What do you do all day long? They'll ask it like that, or they will ask, have you ever talked to a friend about a mutual friend? And they say, oh, she's not well. And then when you see that friend, that mutual friend later, you ask them gingerly, how are you feeling? That's how people ask me how I like my job. How do you like your job? I tell them I love my job. I have the best job in state government. To which they look and say, oh, the poor man doesn't even know he's sick. See, they watch TV, they read the news. Say, how could you like your job? Well, I tell people, you all have a choice every day when you wake up. You have a choice, are you going to be happy or are you going to be miserable that day? But a lot of people think that, well, I'll take whatever the world gives me and I'll either be happy or I'll be miserable. But it is a choice. If you wake up in the morning and you choose to focus on all the things out there outside of your control, I'll tell you, chances are most days you'll be miserable because you can't control them. And there's all kinds of things out there you could focus on. You could focus on how my spouse doesn't appreciate me, how my kids take me for granted, how my boss just keeps dumping work on me and doesn't show me the appreciation that I really deserve. Or you can wake up and you can say, what can I do today to make my life better? What can I do to improve my family's lot in life? What can I do to make my community stronger? Because we all, no matter what role we play, have that opportunity to make our world a little bit better. Now, I've been blessed with this job. It gives me opportunities to make better for a lot of people. I came into this office, I hired some good people, and I told them, the state has problems. We need to chip in. The Treasurer's Office cannot solve all of the state's problems. Representative Windhorst by himself cannot save all the state's problems, but that doesn't stop us from trying to do our part. See, when I came in, we brought in about $49 million in interest the year before I came into office. And I said, what do we need to do to make more interest? Because every dollar we can raise in interest, a dollar that doesn't have to be raised in taxes, or a dollar that doesn't have to be made in cuts to important things like our social services. And so I tell you, around $49 million the year before I came in. This last year, we made $318 million. It doesn't solve. It's a team effort. I have team members here, they can share in the applause. It doesn't solve our problems, but it makes the problems a little easier. I came in and I know how important college savings accounts are for putting young people on a pathway to success. Our program, our Bright Star program, was rated bronze rated by Morningstar. We decided we wanted to improve that. We cut fees, we restructured our investments. And I will tell you that Morningstar, 3 years ago now, rated us gold. We had a double rating upgrade. It is true that an Illinois program received a rating upgrade. I repeat that because some people have not heard those words used in the same sentence in a long time, and you may think you heard them wrong. It is possible when you wake up and say, what can I do to make things better? There's a retirement crisis in our country. Too many people have not saved enough for retirement, and rather than sitting back and saying, shame on them, I said, what can we do? So we have a new program called Secure Choice. It's going to make it easier for 1.2 million Illinoisans to save their own money for their retirement through workplace contributions, something they didn't have before. We saw families out there who wanted a brighter life for their kids, to save for their kids' education, but there are some kids born with severe disabilities, hampering their abilities to support themselves. And families didn't have the ability to save, and so we set up a new program called ABLE. It stands for Achieving a Better Life Experience. It's going to allow families to save more money to give their kids with a disability a brighter future. We have it in ourselves to improve our communities. And that's why I tell people I have the best job in state government. You know, they said, well, how do you like your job? Is it everything you expected? And I said, no, it's not. This is not the job I ran for. It's a job we turned it into. Because when I ran, there was no retirement savings program. When I ran, there was no program to help people save with disabilities. When I ran, our college savings programs weren't doing the kind of work that we thought they needed to. And when I ran, we didn't have a charitable giving wing. The General Assembly had set this up back in 2007 because nonprofits came forward and said, we would like to help smaller nonprofits. Please, it's rare that you have this, Representative, where a group comes and says, please tax us more to help out others. Nonprofits said, as part of our annual filing fees, we want to pay an extra amount to help smaller nonprofits with operating budgets of less than $1 million. It seemed like the right thing to do. The General Assembly passed that legislation. And for 10 years, not a single grant was given out. Money was taken in, no money was given out. When I came into this office, it had gone from the governor's office and past the treasurer's office, no one had done anything, and we said, enough time has passed. This was a time when the state was going through a budget crisis. Nonprofits weren't receiving money promised to them. We said, what can we do to help out? And we couldn't break the logjam. I don't have a vote on the budget. But we did have this program, Charitable Trust, which we decided to set up. And I want to thank community foundations for their help in setting this up and help getting the word out. So small nonprofits can apply for these grants, up to $25,000, and Byron, thank you for applying. Thank you for coming out in January, and not just complaining about what the state should be doing, but saying, what can I do to help Southern Illinois? I got together, applied for a grant, and we're happy to give it to you. Because we know, as the Chief Investment Officer of the state of Illinois, when we invest in our people, when we invest in our communities, they invest in themselves, and we all benefit by this. Now, I come into this office and say we will make it different. I'll paraphrase Bobby Kennedy. One time he said, some men see the way the world is and ask why. I dream of things that never were and ask why not. You can applaud Bobby Kennedy, it's not my quote.
Okay, it's always good.
But it is a quote we should all take to heart. We can all look at Southern Illinois and complain about what could have been, what should have been, or we can see what it can be and say, what can I do to make that happen? Now, to paraphrase the mayor, or to perhaps expand upon that quote, why do we do this? Why do we give money to community foundations? Why do we support the nonprofits you saw in the videos here today? It's because we have all sat in the shade of trees we did not plant. We've all warmed ourselves at fires we did not light. We have all drunk from wells we did not dig. We have all benefited from those who came before us. And we owe something to those who come after us to pay it forward. And so I want to thank you all for being out here today. As Byram said, this isn't a fundraising appeal. But hopefully this is a call to arms. And I dare you to dream about the Southern Illinois community you want it to be. And I ask you to take steps to make it happen. Thank you very much for inviting me.